What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All Tea, All Shade Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2 Episode 9 review. Okie dokie, you guys. On tonight's episode, it opens up with Tariq having another nightmare, and he's dreaming of all of the people in his life that have died. A lot of old cast members from Power came back in this episode. We saw Proctor, we saw Lakeisha, we saw his twin sister. Who else? Kanan. It was a slew of people. We saw Cara Dad and her white ensemble, I guess, showing that she's dead. And then we see none other than Lauren try to come through the door, but he tells her not to come in, which could be foreshadowing with how this episode ended. Foreshadowing that she too will join the slew of people who have died in his midst. So Jenny wants Tate to take the stand against Tariq. And everybody's like, why? What is going on here? Tate talks to his brother Kamal about the situation. He was like, I don't know why she want me to take a stand. Like, I don't know what she want, what she think I know about this, St. Patrick kid. So Kamal tells him that some woman keeps on calling him, switching up her story about the Ramirez murder, saying that she saw one person kill him, then it was two people. And so he hasn't told Jenny about it because he doesn't really think that it's going to lead to anything. And so Tate was like, yeah, just keep it to yourself. Don't say anything. Like, you don't want to, shake the table or anything, not knowing that he was actually setting up his brother. So Kamal listens to him. Monet is at the hotel or whatever that Dante likes to stay at, and she's reading the report on Cara Dad's suicide. And she then takes her phone and tries to call Zeke, but of course his voicemail keeps on coming on, talking about some, what's up, this freaky Zeke. Nigga, this ain't Dipset. The fuck is going on? And who still got voicemail on their phone? Like, the fuck is going on here? Who still sets up a voicemail? My mama actually called me the other day talking about, did you get my voicemail message? Girl, I don't even have that on my phone. I don't even know if voicemail even still work. Like, what? So she steady calling Zeke. He ain't answering the phone. And as she and Dante are talking, Zeke then calls Dante and was like, he wants to meet with him. So she was like, okay, let's go. He was like, no, pump your brakes, homegirl. He actually wanted to just talk to me. So of course her feelings is hurt because she's super worried about him and she just wants to talk to him. So Tate then meets with Tariq and tells him that he needs proof ASAP. Like, you keep on telling me you got this proof. Well, you ain't did what you were supposed to do, and Jenny want me to take the stand tomorrow. So if I get on this stand without any proof, I'm gonna ring that bell and let everybody know that your ass is a motherfucking serial killer. So Tariq was like, all right, I'll get you the information. Kane tells Mecca that, he done got rid of everything regarding Chef. He up here wiping down his knives and everything. And I guess he got rid of Chef's body. R.I.P. to him. I had sushi yesterday in regards to your wake. It was delicious. And he was like, now that I'm done, I'm geared to go. And so Dante was like, no, you ain't, bitch. You're staying here. And so he was like, no, the fuck, I'm not. I'm leaving. The fuck? Who the fuck you think you talking to? So then Dante yokes him the fuck up and chokes the shit out of him. Was like, bitch, you ain't going nowhere. And he makes him put his fingerprint on his phone, therefore giving him access to his apartment in the sky. And tells him that he's now going to be his number 2 man. And he lived there and ain't no going home, bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? You done kidnapped this man? What kind of shit is going on here, sir? Don't you think this is a little bit weird? So he then tells him to call Lorenzo and let him know that they ain't got no product. So he basically shit the fuck out of luck. So he calls and tells Lorenzo that they ain't got no product or whatever. And Lorenzo was like, I know you fucking lying. I just got back in the game, bitch. No, I done got out of this Coogee sweater, then got into some Versace. You are not about to fuck this up for me. So Lorenzo was like, can't come home. He was like, look, Poppy, I'm gonna hit you up later. And he hangs up the phone. And then we see that Poppy done destroyed him and Monet's marital bedroom, which he needed to because it was out of date anyway. Like, y'all got all that money running around there wearing Givenchy and Balmain and Akira and all this type of shit. But then y'all got these dusty ass drapes and shit. The fuck is going on? Somebody needs to tear up that ugly ass bedroom. So the kids come in and see that the room has been destroyed because, you know, he is distraught because the love of his life, Monet, didn't had a baby by somebody else and didn't even tell him about it, because when they met, he thought that she was a virgin and thought she hadn't gave that pussy up to nobody, but really she had. So Drew and Diana seeing like, damn, shit is really fucked up. And Lorenzo was like, come on, Drew, let's ride the fuck out. Renegade, mount up. We about to go ride on these GTG niggas because ain't nobody answering my motherfucking phone calls. So then Drew finally tells him that we can't do that because we were the ones that stole all the product from Mecca, and yeah. And so he was like, wait a minute, y'all stole from Mecca, so that's why I ain't got no product no more. And Drew tells him that Monet robbed Mecca, their connect, because she never stopped working with Tariq. So he's like, go get my motherfucking drugs. Go get them right the fuck now. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm already over here dealing with your thought ass mama, and now you over here on your BS. So now, you know, Drew and Diana don't want to be on their daddy bad side. They both want to be like the apples of his eye. So of course they're about to do anything and everything to correct this situation. So Tariq meets up with Tate in the bathroom stalls before the court trial begins. And Tariq hesitates for a minute, like, damn, am I really about to do this to my homeboy? But he sits there and he thinks about it for a quick second. And he like, fuck it, I got to do what I got to do. And so he gives Tate the picture. And Tate was like, whoa, like, I got this. This is explosive. This is going to help me out. So Tate is on the stand, and he really doesn't have any information to give up to Jenny, which makes her look stupid for the umpteenth time in court. And then Davis questions him and brings up his brother Kamal. And he, you know, shout out his brother. No, I'm sorry. So Tate shouted out his brother when Jenny was cross-examining him or whatever, questioning him on the stand. So then when Davis got up and was questioning him, he asked more questions about Kamal. And that's when Tate snitched on his brother and was saying how his brother got a witness that said it was two people at the murder scene. So now the judge tells Jenny, like, bitch, you got 48 hours to give us this proof. And we find out you've been holding out on us. Your ass is going to get this whole damn case thrown the fuck out. So Jenny just looks stupid. Jenny is basically the new Angela. She just white and the Hellman's virgin. She the Hellman's version of Angela. So Dante meets with Zeke. And they sitting up here having beers with each other because lo and behold, this nigga's like 23 and not 19. And once again, how in the hell? I know I put up the video, if you guys have not watched it, with Courtney Kemp explaining everything from episode 8 and everything that's been going on this season. If you have not watched it, the video will be linked at the end of this review. But she was explaining how this storyline came about because it actually happened in her family generations ago. Generations ago, of course, this is something that could have taken place. A lot of people back in the day didn't know how old they actually were because, you know, records weren't like how records are today. But to have this storyline in 2022 where a 4-year-old would think that he's 1, an 8-year-old would think that he's 4. Nobody would just be, oh, he tall for his age. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense for this day and age, for this storyline, for him to be going around thinking that he is 4 years older than, 4 years younger than what he actually is. 1882, of course. 1902, all right. Not 2022. Let's stop it with the foolishness. So they sit up there having drinks, chug-a-lugging with each other, and all Zeke is worried about is the fact that he's older than what he needs to be in order to get in the draft. I hate Zeke. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. I hate his character. I hate the way they write him. I know he's supposed to be a dummy, but it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, this boy ain't even worried about the fact that his mama who raised him ain't his real mama. Like, who's sitting up here worried about that, like, your whole existence has been a lie, and that's all you worried about, child. Like, please do better, writers. I mean, ain't nobody that damn dumb. Like, Jesus the Christ. So Dante offers him a private coach in order to get him ready for the draft. It was like, you can leave school, you can just focus on that, and urges him to talk to Monet because, you know, he wants them to be a family. So he was like, you could do that. Yeah, you could do that. New daddy. You could do that for real. And to think, they didn't even have him mention Carrie being dead and, like, showing him distraught over it or anything. Like, it was a lot of loopholes in this episode that I was like, here y'all go again with the dumb shit. So, Drew blames Diana for everything that's fucked up in their family and say she talked too much and she everybody goddamn business. I was like, well, she just doing what her mama taught her to do. And Diana was like, you know, that's not fair. I was just supposed to just keep my mouth shut. Like, nah, bro, that's not how it go. So they come up with a plan to get Emmett, I know that ain't his name, but that's what I'm gonna call the nigga because he gonna die soon anyway, school badge so they can get into the building, and for her to get the code for course correct so they can steal the drugs back. And I was like, ooh, Diana, you about to go against Tariq and betray him? Ooh, girl, you was really turning into your mama now. Now you want to be like your mama now that she gone. So Monet explains to Zeke what happened. They're all having a meeting, her, Dante, and Zeke. And she explains to him she was 16 when she got pregnant. Her parents didn't like Dante, thought he was no good. And when she got pregnant, he had already got locked up. So they just proved her family right. So they told her, you know, you couldn't keep the baby. You know, back in the day, they always make you go down south to go stay with your family. So the people that you lived around wouldn't know your hot ass was fucking pregnant. They just thought you was gone for the summer. So they sent her down south so she could have the baby. And her sister, Lena, I believe, always wanted a son, so she gave him to her sister Lena, who will actually have a role next season on the show. And she was like, you know, it broke my heart to give you up. Maybe I should have fought more, but I did what, you know, my family wanted me to do. And so Zeke, you know, was basically blaming her, but Dante sticks up for her, and, you know, because he wants them to be together, and, you know, he's a manipulator, as we find out this episode, but I still want to fuck him, though. I don't give a fuck. So Zeke asks, you know, I just want to know one thing. Did you kill Carrie? And Monet flat out looks at him in the face and lies and says she didn't. She says that the first thing that she did after everything blew up was come to Dante. And Dante looking at her like, I know you ain't. Oh, bitch, we are perfect. You a liar. I'm a liar. Like, this is meant to be. So he looking at her like, I can't believe this hoe is really my soulmate. So he co-signs for her and says, yeah, she was, you know, I was the first person she came to. So Zeke was like, all right, bet. He was like, but I just want y'all to know that I'm just going to focus on the draft. And once I get drafted, I'm the fuck gone. And y'all ain't never got to worry about me again. Like y'all didn't when I was growing up. Bye, Monet. I mean, mama. I mean, auntie. I mean, Dante, daddy, new daddy. Boy, okay, Uncle Daddy. So Drew and Emmett fucking again. I'm like, I am so sick of these niggas fucking. Can we have a sex scene from somebody else? Like, they done had about 4 this season. Like, we get it. They're gay. Who cares? Like, please, jeez, I don't want to see him and Emmett fucking. I don't want to see Sex and Jenny pale ass fucking no more. Can we get some caramel on chocolate love? Can we please get 2 black people on the show having sex? Like, you know, male, female. Like, what the hell? Like, do Drew and Emmett do anything besides fuck? Do them niggas even know each other? Do they talk? Do they do crossword puzzles? Do they sit down and watch Jeopardy together? Do they not go on YouTube and watch anime or some, like, do these niggas do anything? Do they listen to music? Goddamn it. Do they go out to the Cheesecake Factory and go get something to eat? Do they get Chick-fil-A? All they do is suck each other's penises. Jesus the Christ. And I'm sick of it. So while he playing with Emmett little thing, Emmett was like, oh baby, your hand work now. Disgusting. And he was like, yeah. He was like, oh, so now you can draw me that tattoo now, boo boo. And he was like, I don't do that anymore. And he gets up all dramatic and goes look at himself in the mirror because he knows that his hand been working because he was able to pull that trigger. And so while he's in the bathroom, he goes into Emmett's wallet and pulls out his school ID or whatever. So Jenny is at Braden them family's house talking to Braden himself, his father, and their lawyer, and Braden's brother Trace. And she plays a recording for Braden's family of him and Kane's conversation that they call on Lauren's wire. But he doesn't know it's Lauren's wire, I don't believe, at that point. So he acting like he don't know what the fuck she talking about. He keeping it a G. But then here come Trace, crackhead, cokehead, meth head ass. He tell everything that he know who Kane is. Kane had them out on the corner dealing drugs, this, that, and the third. The daddy like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me this, son? Jolly wheeze. And so he also confirms that Ramirez worked for Kane and Tariq. So Jenny shows, Braden is like, he a cokehead, don't believe nothing he's saying. So Jenny then shows them pictures of them from Ramirez's dash cam or whatever. So Braden is really effed now. He like, dang it, they done caught me. So Trace decides that he's going to testify, and their lawyer, family lawyer, was like, if he testifies, we want immunity for both of them. And so Jenny was like, I bet. Let me turn this heat off. It's hot up in here. I turned it off. Why the fuck it ain't going off yet? Anywho, so let's get back to where I was. Braden and Tariq are in their dorm room talking, and Braden asked Tariq what happened in court, and he was like, Tate testified for me, not realizing what he was actually saying. And so Brady was like, you gave him the damn picture, didn't you? And he was like, look, I had to, protect my family. I got to do what I got to do. He was like, look, nigga, it ain't always about you. Like, I have a family too. Like, this is going to ruin my family. He was like, your dad will be fine. Everything will be fine. And Tariq is selfish that way because it isn't all about you. Yeah, y'all do have white privilege, but white privilege only goes but so far. Like, you got to think about the fact that this still is their boy family, regardless of the fact that he can't stand them. At the end of the day, that's still his father. At the end of the damn day, he could talk shit all day. So Braden goes off on him and leaves because he's seeing how selfish that Tariq is. And at this point, you can tell that they want us to believe that he's going to testify against Tariq, or that he's even contemplating it now at this point because he went behind his back. So hell, why not I go behind yours? So Diana pops up. And Tariq was like, I gotta go, shit. But she was like, I need to talk to you. And so he was like, all right, come in. So she tells him everything that happened with the family and how Zeke is Monet and Dante's son. And she starts crying or whatever, fake crying or whatever. And I was wondering, like, I hope she ain't supposed to be crying for real, because this crying scene is cringy. But come to find out, she was actually throwing on her feminine wiles like Monet taught her to get what she wants. So she asked for some water, and Tariq was like, I ain't got nothing in the room, but I can go down to the machine and get you one. So when he leaves out, she takes the opportunity to then go in his phone, which I don't understand how she was just so easily able to go in that man's phone. A dude like Tariq would have face recognition, a code or something. She was just able to swipe open his phone, magically find where the code is. Like, how she just know where the code is, finds the code, screenshot it, and put the phone back by the time he come back. Make it make sense, Power Writers. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Tariq is smarter than that. Come on now, bro. First of all, he just wouldn't have left his phone in the room. Like, come on. So he don't even realize that Diana didn't play him. So now he can't even low-key trust her ass once he find out that she snaked him too. So it's like, fuck all these hoes. But I mean, he snaked bitches too, so it really don't fucking matter. So she and Drew then go to the stash spot on the roof, and fucking compartments open up like we in MI6 or some shit. Like it's a Tom Cruise Mission Impossible movie. Like, how are some students doing all of this? Like, make it make sense, people. It's a cute move, but not for some college students. Like, really? But anywho, they able to go in there and get all the drugs and then take them back to Lorenzo. So of course Lorenzo is happy, and he is back in business. So Dante knows that Kane robbed him, but can't kill him. He's going to kill Lorenzo. At this point, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Because Lorenzo and Drew are out here dealing his product on the streets. So what I'm thinking is when what's his name? Dante finds out that they out here selling his product. Since he can't kill Kane because Kane is Monet's son, he's then going to take that opportunity to kill Lorenzo. Okay? So Zeke announces during a press conference that he's leaving school to focus on, private practice and this and that and the third to get ready for the draft. And they was like, is this because all of the issues with your family? He was like, yes, this is because of my family. Like, yeah, they have ruined my fucking life. So then news comes out on Bleach Report that he is really 23 years old and not 19. And so he's embarrassed. And at this point, I'm like, Dante got something to do with this. This ain't got nothing to do with Lorenzo. This has got Dante written all over this because he likes control. He likes to control the narrative and everything that's going around him. Because remember, Zeke told him, once I get drafted, I'm leaving y'all. So in order to do that, he snitched. And we find out that he is a what? Snitch in this episode. So Lauren tells Tariq that she should have believed him and everything and admits to being wired. He was like, I know, girl. Move around. So she was like, are you new for real? And she was like, I only told them I was trying to help you. They told me they were going after Braden. Braden was a suspect, not you. That's why I asked why I even talked to him and that guy Lorenzo. So he was like, Lorenzo? How he look? And she was like, brown skin, low haircut with waves, kind of fuckable, but that ain't even important. So he like, fuck. He was like, yo, you got both of them on wire. They gonna kill your ass. You got to break the fuck out. And she was like, but they told me I have security. He was like, you really gonna believe a prosecutor over me? Look, girl, if that's what you want to do, sis, go right ahead. But they gonna kill you. You better run, bitch. You better run. So she was like, okay, and walk away with an attitude. Girl, you the one did this. Did nobody tell you to get involved in this mess? Girl, girl. I don't even understand why he liked Lauren. Because the way she walked off, like, I would have been like, well, bitch, fuck you. So then we see Dante and Zeke and Monet at the basketball court having a conversation. And then next thing you know, it's a shootout. And it was the weirdest, wackest, lamest shootout I have ever seen. They standing on the court, and then his car pulls up, windows come down, it's pow, 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 pow. Zeke, literally, his big oak tree ass crowds down. Auntie, what's going on, Auntie? And then here come Mary pulling out a gun, looking around, ain't doing shit. Dante standing out in broad daylight, pow, 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 pow. The whole scene was just awkward. It looked cheap and cheesy as hell. I'm like, so then when he was like, y'all okay? And they were both like, yeah. Who you think that was? He was like, Monet, do you think it was Lorenzo? Do you think he did this? And so she's standing there looking like, maybe he did. I'm like, at this point, it's obvious that Dante set this up to further bring them closer to him and to have reasons to plant in Monet's mind that Lorenzo needs to die. I need to kill him. He was the person behind Zeke getting found out, but it really was him. So Tariq and Effie eating ramen and shit and whining, and she whining. He whining and complaining about Lauren being put in harm's way and feeling guilty. And she's sitting there like, I know you fucking lying. I ain't sitting up here putting this pussy on the platter, and you sitting up here complaining about your old bitch. I mean the audacity. So she was like, if it wasn't for her, you wouldn't even be on trial. Like, are you kidding me right now? So Tariq was like, she got Kane and Braden on the wire, and she was like, and the first thing that came out of Effie's mouth was, she got Kane on the wire? And I found that very interesting that was the first thing that she said. Not Braden, somebody that she actually knows and has a relationship with, but Kane. And I was like, things that make you go, And remember, I told y'all, it's some connection with her and this family. It is some kind of connection there. So he was like, I got it under control or whatever. I told Lauren she needs to, lay low. And once again, Effie was like, she the reason why you on trial. Like, you cannot trust this broad. So next thing we know, we see Effie meet up with Kane at the pier and tells him about the whole Lauren situation. And at this point, we realize that they don't have a prior relationship with each other like I thought. I was like, maybe they used to fuck around or something back in the day. But they didn't date, but I do like their vibe with each other. Like, it's something there between them two. I could see them fucking around because they both snake ass people. But there's something there that she went and told Kane, and she's so worried about protecting Kane. I'm telling y'all, she is either related to the Tejadas in some type of way. She is connected to them in some kind of way, because it was very weird that they planted that line. Kane was caught on tape. Like, watch out what I'm watch. So, Kane then meets up with Braden and tell him he got to take care of Lauren because she got them on the wire. And he was like, I don't really know if I could do that. I ain't never did that before. He was like, look, well, if you don't do it, you know what I'm going to have to do. He was like, what, kill Lauren? He was like, no, kill you, dummy. So Tate then gives the DNC dude the picture of Braden's people or whatever. And he like, fuck. So Jenny tells Braden that if Trace takes the stand, Kane will kill him. And Braden was like, well, girl, I don't know what to tell you because I ain't testifying. So she then was like, oh, if you give me info on Kane, she can arrest him. And while Trace is on the stand, he could not get to Trace. So you could tell that at this point, Braden is like, all right, like I'm pondering this. So Tariq is with Elvin from the Cosby Show, watching Yaz as she celebrates her birthday with her new family. And for a minute there, he gets out the car like he about to go and try to talk to her and see her. But then he changes his mind because he has to let her be at some point. And I do believe that there will be another spinoff based on Yaz and how she grew up in the system with this family, and, you know, how all of her family disappeared from her life. I do think that there will be some type of show focused on her at some point. So Monet tells Dante that Lorenzo tried to kill them and told the press about Zeke. Dante wants to get away. He was like, let's just leave. Let's just get away. Let's just go somewhere. And so she like, I got kids, nigga. He was like, look, let's just get away. Let's get away. Anyway, so Effie tells Braden he can't go back now while he's sitting up there complaining about having to potentially kill Lauren. She was like, look, the game didn't find you. You found the game. Now you in it, homeboy. You got to do what you got to do. And it's a part of the lifestyle. Get with it or don't. So Mecca tells Kane that he's leaving the country. He'll be back in a few days or whatever. Hold shit down. You taking care of everything. And Kane was like, I got to go home. So next thing you know, Mecca comes from the back with a gun and was like, where the fuck my bag at? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, look, nigga, I know you stole my drugs, but the bag is where I draw the line. Where the fuck is the bag? And so he was like, I don't know. And so at this point, Mecca then locks him in his place and tell him he ain't leaving nowhere until he locate that motherfucking bag. So he tracks the bag and sees exactly where it's at, and it's at Stansfield. So I told y'all he knew what the fuck was going on, that they robbed him, because he took the news too lightly on last week's episode. So Kane then calls Monet to tell her, like, this dude got me locked up in this crib. Like, it ain't looking too good. Just tell my brothers and them I love them and goodbye. She was like, girl, he left you in a place with a phone. He ain't really trying to kill you. Send me a picture of this nigga. So Tariq opens up the bag in his room and finds a tracker in there. He throws it on the counter. I'm like, how you just throwing a tracker? Like, can you smash it? Do something? Like, the carelessness of it all. And then he finds a file from the U.S. Attorney's Office where Dante Spears was the defendant. So he takes a picture of it on his phone and leaves with the bag. Braden is waiting for Lauren to come out the crib because he about to murk her ass. When Tariq calls, he answers the phone. Tariq was like, look, I need you to get Lauren to a safe place. I'm going to tell her to come outside and meet you in a minute. He was like, all right. But that didn't make sense, because when he called Braden, he was like, I need you to get Lauren out of town. I need you to go to her house. He gives him the address, and he was like, all right, I'll meet her there. He gets off the phone. Next thing you know, Lauren come out the house with a bag and get in the car. How she know he was there? How he get there that fast? Make it make sense, writers. Like, They be trying to do so much and have this scene, that scene, this way, going that way, and this, that they be fucking up where shit don't make sense because they try to do too much. Like, make this shit a little bit more simplistic and y'all be able to see where y'all fucking up, because that made absolutely no fucking sense. How would he gotten there that fast? How did she even know he was outside? Like, come the fuck on. Like, the fuck is going on? So, where was I at? Davis tells Tariq that Dante is one of the biggest informants on records and that the feds sent him out the country to protect his ass, and runs down a list of bodies that he didn't, got on his hands, and that Tariq won't be very happy when he finds out this list. The next thing we know, Tariq is preparing himself to go into his room because lo and behold, he just knows that Dante is behind closed doors, and he is. And so Dante asks him for his bag, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So Dante tells him he knows who killed Ghost. Like, bitch, I know everything. And Tariq calls him a rat. And he was like, oh, little motherfucker, you want to die. So he yoked Tariq ass up. I need for Tariq to go to boxing lessons, take Zumba, something. He needs to learn how to fight, because I'm so sick of him getting beat up all the time. So Tariq was like, you want Monet to know you a snitch? I'm gonna need you to give me $2 million and an offshore account. I'm gonna need $2 million of them things, homeboy, and I'll give you back your bag. But Dante was like, I got even more stipulations. I won't give you shit until you give me back my bag, bitch. And then before he leaves, he gives him a little bit more of information, and he tells Tariq that he sold out Lobos to the feds, and that when he goes to hell and sees Ghost, tell Ghost good looking out for him, because he killed him before he could be found out that he gave him up to the feds. And I'm like, what person will just willingly give up this information? Yeah, it's a flex, but really, what kind of flex is it? This boy killed his own daddy, so he really couldn't give that much of two fucks about the fact that he gave up Lobos and didn't go to jail because your daddy killed him before he could be found out. Like, that was just stupid. Like, the writers don't make any sense with the shit that they do. A man of Dante's caliber, where we see he keeps everything close to the chest, and he is very manipulative. He likes to play chess where he moves everybody around the board. Why would he just willingly give up that type of information? Yeah, he know you a snitch, but that don't mean you gotta snitch on yourself and tell everything. It didn't make sense at all. It was stupid as fuck. So, Lauren then wakes up in the car like, where am I? Where are we at? This is not the road we're supposed to be going on. Girl, how would she know where they supposed to be going? So Brady was like, I gotta pull over real quick. So they pull over. She's like, you're pulling over right here? Like, what's going on? So he get out the car, go in the trunk, grab a bag, and tell her to get out the car. She was like, Brayden, this is not you. What are you doing, Brayden? I swear I won't tell anything. So he holding her at gunpoint. He, of course, can't kill her. He give her a bag full of money and was like, bitch, get out of Dodge. Don't call nobody. Don't use no cell phones. Don't use no credit cards. Get the fuck out of the country. It's a Greyhound right up the street, bitch. Walk your ass up the street. Get on the bus going down south and act like you ain't never been nowhere. So then Effie pulls up. How Effie know where the fuck he was at? I guess she got a tracker on him too. And Effie get out the car and was like, bring your ass, bitch. And she was like, I promise I won't say anything. I won't do anything. Brayden, tell her I'm not going to say anything. And so Effie yank her ass and pull her towards the car. And she was like, you don't want to do this. She was like, yeah, I don't. And then she punched her in the face. And then next thing we know, we see her, I guess, drag Lauren in the car and then look at Brayden and was like, shit, you couldn't do it. I guess I got to do it. And so they leave. Dante then returned home to go the fuck off on Kane, and lo and behold finds Monet standing there. And she was like, cut the shit, Dante. He was like, how you know him? This Dante? She was like, yeah, cute name going by Mecca. Boo, I know everything. I know that you've been doing all of this shit, controlling the narrative, so I can be basically tangled to your ass. And so he was like, look, yeah, I did it, bitch. And let's just get out of Dodge. She was like, look, I'll go with you with all three of my kids. We can go with my 3 kids and Zeke. We'll go with you, start a new life. But first, we got to kill Lorenzo because I can't leave with no loose ends. At this point, I'm thinking that Mary is playing Dante to get Lorenzo out the way and to now be the connect because she knows his stash spots and everything like that, and she can maneuver some shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if on next week's episode they kill Lorenzo and Mecca ass. I wouldn't even be fucking surprised. So he was like, all right, bet, I'll do it. So Lorenzo or Mecca will die next week's episode. Kane will go to jail. Trace will take the stand. Kane will get out of jail at some point and kill Trace. What else do I see foreshadowing? Then to go back to the story at the end of the episode, we see Effie sneaking into Tariq's room, getting undressed, getting into bed with him, but she's very shook. She seems very guilt-ridden about something that she did, and she gets into bed and curls up on her side. And they allude to the fact that it seems like she killed Lauren. But remember, if you don't see a body, the person is not dead until you see actual proof of a body. So I don't know for sure if Lauren's character is dead. We'll have to find out next week. But she did do something. I don't know what that is, but she did do something. And like I said, Effie is the type of character where she gets what she wants and she'll do whatever, and she wants Tariq. And like I said, she's a very jealous girl. On top of, we can't leave Lauren as a loose end because she is a problem. She don't like the fact of how much Tariq cares for her. So just imagine how she gonna feel when she find out that Diana and him are fucking around. I know in Courtney Kemp's live that I put up on my channel, somebody asked the question, who will win between Diana and Effie in a fight? And she was like, that's something that you will probably find out at some point. You'll be very surprised. So I'm thinking at some point during season 3, there will be some type of altercation or something between Effie and Diana going heads up for Tariq. I do think that Lauren will get ghost if she's not dead. She's somewhere. Maybe Effie sold her ass into sex trafficking. Who knows? But yeah, my predictions for the season finale next week is going to be a lot of shoot 'em up, bang bang type shit. Braden is going to testify, but I think that he's going to still hold it down for Tariq. Tracy is going to get up there and tell it all. Kane will be locked up. Kane will end up getting locked up on next week's episode. He won't die. Lorenzo, I feel like, is on the chopping block to die, and Mecca is on the chopping block to die as well. I see Monet and Kane setting him up to kill Lorenzo, and potentially kill him as well, so she can gain back power, because at the end of the day, what Monet wants the most is power and control and to be on top. So yeah, we'll see. Of course, Tariq will get off as far as the trial is concerned, and then we'll find out whether or not Lauren is actually dead. I don't think that her character is actually dead. I think that was just, like I said, them trying to do a bait and switch like I normally do in my books. Because like I said, if you haven't seen the body, the person is not dead. All right, you guys, that is my Power Book 2 Go Season 2 Episode 9 review. Let's talk down below in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. Before you leave, though, check out my video where Courtney Kemp spills the tea on Episode 8. Gives you all the behind-the-scenes tea that you might want and need. And subscribe to my channel if you have not. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I will see you on the next review. Peace.